So, perfectly calm, and the mind has to be held in restraint. This is something nobody does. You have to keep your mind controlled. The control is yours. It is not Sri Krishna's problem. Please understand this. Everybody, those who come to me, they will say these words, Guruji, you please take care of me. When I do something wrong, forgive me. I say, sorry boss, it is not your forgiveness. I am not concerned with forgiveness. You have to learn to control your mind. Restrain it. Control it. We are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 14. Firm in the vow of complete chastity and fearless, keeping himself perfectly calm and with the mind held in restraint and fixed on me. The vigilant yogi should sit absorbed in me. Yesterday I gave you all a small understanding of why chastity is important. Today the verse has started with that. Please understand, chaste, not getting involved any lustful action, is a must on the path of spiritual. Because if you want to grow in the path of spiritual, you have to take away all those distractions from your life. The biggest distraction is connected to our organs, which are connected to the lustful way of living. We human beings have this habit of indulging in acts which increases the flow of bodily fluids and energy in a direction where it is literally thrown out. It is used away. I'm sure you know, if you do running for 100 meters at a very high pace, you get tired after that. This is understood by everybody. Any strenuous work that you do, indulging in any kind of strenuous activity or a pleasurable activity can cause you to falter and feel tired. So, chastity is very simply not giving up on those body fluids and body energies. Using that for your own personal growth in the path of spiritual. So if I have to think in terms of a yogi who is on the path of enlightenment or has become enlightened, he is never even supposed to think about a woman. And if it is a yogini, a woman who is becoming a yogini, is not even supposed to think in any which way about a man. This is the primary criteria of the yogis and the yoginis. They are not supposed to indulge in any of these things. So they got to be chaste. Now chastity is not just body, it is mind also. The thought itself should not arise. Normally what happens is people are very lustful in the normal life. The reason why all these wrong kind of channels are there, dating guides are there, apps are there, places are there where people meet They don't have any indication or knowledge that there is something happening there. People are only interested, the ultimate aim in life is to indulge in all kinds of activities which a yogi should not. Now, though this is a channel not meant for children, but even to use words like that I have to avoid. That is why rather you understand what I am talking about. Any kind of even a thought coming in the mind that I need to go on a date, I need to meet this XYZ, is very dangerous. One day a person said, I am interested in this guy. He is so nice. He behaves like a gentleman. He is kind. And always he has shown himself to be a very chaste person. So I told this is very long ago. I said, there is nobody like that in this world. There is nobody like that in this world who doesn't have ulterior motives. But people do tend to think that I am talking nonsense. So they tend to say, oh no Guruji, you don't know. This person is very nice. Nice is only for show. Nobody is nice. And later on, that person, both these people indulge in that act, and it was very surprising the way it happened. So I said that, now you tell me, do you want further proof than this? There is no need. I don't have to prove myself right. Everybody's mind is tainted. There is a very beautiful story in Tripura Rahasyam. There is a king and a queen. A king is a very handsome dude, and queen is a very beautiful woman. Now in the night, the queen goes to meet her lover. And instead of her, she keeps her maid over there. The maid is dressed nicely. So before they go to bed, the queen always gives him some fruit and juice and something like that, or milk to drink, which is always intoxicated, which put with some intoxicating substance. So the king drinks it, and then he doesn't know whom he is doing what with. Then the queen goes and enjoys herself with this servant of hers. One day it so happens that the king doesn't drink that. And he comes to know that instead of him, conjugating with his own wife, the queen, such a beautiful lady, she has kept one of the ugliest women over there, and the king has been enjoying her for the last so many years. He is very much upset about it. So he catches hold of that woman and he says, I will kill you if you don't tell me where the queen has gone. And then she takes him to queen, where the queen is, and he finds that a very ugly looking and a horrible looking person, the queen is having her, nocturnal activities with. So then He asks her this question, what is this you are indulging in? She has no answer. You see, human beings are so much indulgent in this kind of activities that they don't even care about it. This kind of a free loading kind of a thing which has happened in the world today is going to be the cause of destruction of this world, because it is not granted. But when people take part in all this, that is wrong. People will say, oh, I have the urge and the desire, I want to get into this kind of a thing. Sorry, who has asked you that? Spiritually perfect people have to stay away from this. As much as spiritual you are, see, then the question arises whether husbands and wives are not supposed to. Well, the Bible also says the same thing. If you want to have children for the sake of, sake of having children, yes, the Bible says it's allowed. But the rest of it, see, the word pleasure, the moment you derive pleasure from things, it becomes a karmic debt. So it is not pleasure that we are talking about. So if you want to progress here, the pleasure is something that you need to avoid, because that is not a done thing. Got it? So complete chastity and fearlessness. The moment you have even a stupid fear, a very simple fear, where is my food going to come from? If a big bear comes and eats me up, remember the yogi is sitting in some place. No. What if I fall sick? What if, it becomes very cold, my body cannot take it? All these are fears. What is going to happen to my family? I have left them and come over here. The family is not your concern. I don't know how many of you will be joining my Tripura Rahasyam Satsang, but please understand one thing for sure. It's a very, very profound text, and the kind of explanation which my Gurudev has given is really amazing in that. So fearlessness is what is important, and you have to be calm in all circumstances. Even if the rain falls on you, even if it thunders, showers, even if a snake crawls on your body, a snake may crawl on your body. Why are you bothered? No. Human beings show fear. Fear of dogs. You know how difficult it is. If you meet a new dog, a ferocious looking dog, you're fearful. You go to somebody's house. What is there to be afraid of? But no, everybody is afraid. So, perfectly calm, and the mind has to be held in restraint. This is something nobody does. You have to keep your mind controlled. The control is yours. It is not Sri Krishna's problem. Please understand this. Everybody, those who come to me, they will say these words, Guruji, you please take care of me. When I do something wrong, forgive me. I said, sorry boss, it is not your forgiveness. I am not concerned with forgiveness. You have to learn to control your mind. Restrain it. Control it. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your thoughts away. It is your job, not my job. You have to take care of it. Why do I have to indulge in your, hard work? You are supposed to put the hard work. It is not me. So I am not going to be helping any person in, staying out, doing hard work, you want me to do your hard work for you? So it is not correct. So you have to restrain your mind on your own with your own efforts and fix your mind on me. This particular yogi verily comes to Sri Krishna. He is absorbed in Krishna consciousness. We'll move to the next verse. We are doing chapter 6, Bhagavad Gita, verse 15. Thus constantly applying his mind to me, the yogi of disciplined mind attains everlasting peace consisting of supreme bliss which abides in me. This is an extension of the previous verse where he says, you have to apply every thought of yours, that means your body, mind and everything should be focused only on me. You are a yogi sitting in the mountains, what are you thinking of? Only one pointedness, only me. So you have to only think of Krishna. And you have to do it with your disciplined approach. That means you cannot say, no, I can't do it, I'm so worried, things are not working out quite well. The fear of even reaching a destination is also there, see? I have put in so many years, I don't know what's going to happen. I put 13, 15 years, 20 years in this. Other people got liberation in 5 years only. I am not getting it now. That kind of people have this idea of talking. That means you are showing me how weak you are. That means your mind is not under control. Well, why they reached and why you are not reaching, you can see for yourself, isn't it? The moment you open your mouth and say, why is it that that person reached it in 2 years and 5 years and me, I am still struggling for so many years? That means your mind is still not under control. Doesn't it tell you that? Why are you asking such stupid questions? These questions are not to be asked. And we are not sitting here thinking that I am doing this because I want to reach like this. No, that is not supposed to be in your hand. So don't even bother thinking about it. So you got to sit in one place, control your mind, and after controlling your mind, bring it to that level of equanimity. When you get it in the level of equanimity, this is called a disciplined mind. Then the person will have eternal peace. There is nothing to disturb him, isn't it? When there is nothing to disturb him, he is always lost in the divine. So then he abides in me. So we now move to verse 16. Okay. We are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 16. Arjuna, this yoga is neither for him who overeats, nor for him who observes complete fast. It is neither for him who is given to too much sleep, nor even for him who is ceaselessly awake. So people have this idea that, I will torture my body, I will not eat, I will see to it that, I will starve myself. Well, if you are going to starve yourself, you are never going to meet God. Realization is out of question only. Forget it. No realization for somebody who indulges in too much of fasting and all that. People do this fasting, Monday vrata, Tuesday this thing, Thursday this thing, Saturday something. What are you doing? You might have done Saturday vrata for Balaji for the last 100 years also. Balaji is never going to stand in front of you. Because you are focusing on that issue. You see, if your mind focuses, and I deliberately will go on a Saturday and I will say, would you like to eat some fish or meat or something like that? I deliberately go and ask them. Why? I want to see what kind of hypocrites people are. They are the hypocrites of the highest order. No, if it was Friday or if it was Monday or Sunday, I will have. Oh, you have that thought in your mind, is it? I will have it on Sunday? Really? No granting anything to these people. Balaji is not even going to be interested in idiots like them. Why? Because they think that Sunday they can eat, but Saturday they can't eat. So these kind of hypocrites are there in this world. You will find them every day. I have some hypocrites in my own life. They will come over here and they'll say, Guruji, I'm sorry, I don't want to eat today. Why? Because, I'm having this vrata from this person. Or I'm doing this. I've taken this vow. Really? If you have taken a vow, I will deliberately put that dish in front of you. Let me see. So, the idea that when a person is so focused in their world, they are not thinking about God, they are thinking about what they eat and what they don't eat. Please understand, this is how they are. I am a vegetarian, I don't eat meat. I don't eat chicken, I don't eat fish. Really? Even your tablets which you are eating, no? They are non-vegetarian. So these are hypocrisies. If you come from a particular race, okay, you may be Tarzan. Tarzan of the apes. You can't tell me that I'm a vegetarian person. I eat only fruits. You can't swing from one branch to the other. Don't say that. So you are not Tarzan. So the idea being that when hypocrisy is concerned, people will say, no, I got to eat it and then I have to do the puja and this and that. Really? So you are bothered about eating first. Did you understand this? The whole idea is not about eating. It is about mind. It is not about food. It is about the mind. Why is your mind thinking that I have a Saturday, I have to not eat? The idea is, if you don't want to eat on a Saturday, okay, why make so much fuss of it? Don't even be there. So if you don't make a fuss of it, I won't bother you. But when you make too much of a fuss, at that time I'll open your mouth. That is the idea. Sri Krishna's way of doing things is very funny. He will deliberately do those things where you think, you are not going to do. I have to avoid this. Really, you have to avoid it. It is to test the mind. It is nothing to do with the food. A food, if I break it down in the stomach has no idea whether it is vegetarian, non-vegetarian. You are taking a tablet, you are eating some crap, it doesn't even bother. Their job is to do good. It keeps on doing that, mixing around with hydrochloric acid and all those different juices. That's all it is bothered about. But it is the mind, our whole being. Oh my God, I don't want to eat in this place. Some people will say, these vessels are for making non-vegetarian. These vessels are for making vegetarian food. Really? So this one brain of yours is for vegetarian and this one brain of yours is for non-vegetarian. You have split your brain into two, is it? Or your stomach into two? What are you talking about, sir? It goes in the same stomach. It goes in the same body. And what is this vessel for vegetarian and vessel for non-vegetarian? Your thoughts itself are non-vegetarian. You are like that person who is indulging in lustful gains, lust all the time. Why? Why give so much of importance? So the mind coming into play, when Sri Krishna says these words, he knows very well what he is talking about. He doesn't say overeating is what is the problem. People think, there are really very funny characters in this world also. They will say to me, Guruji, I eat only these, boiled this thing and boiled that thing, and I don't put this oil in it and ghee in it, and because I am on a diet. On your diet, with that food only I'll make you fat. What they don't understand, it is not the food which is making them fat. It is their thinking, it is the mind which makes them fat. So if somebody says, no, God, I put on so much weight, I have to go for jogging. I should be at least doing, 10 kilometers walk, or at least 5 kilometers I have to do. What you are doing, even if you go 500 kilometers of a walk also, I will not reduce 1 kg of your weight. Why should I reduce? If I am the big boss around over here, I will not even bother about you. I'll say, wait, get out from here. Your mind is the one which is having a lot of weight, boss. It is not the body. First, get it out of your mind. Food is a separate issue. It is like an object outside. You see, an object outside is a beautiful woman. Now, 5 people are standing there and looking at her. One of them is literally, slurping, drooling all over the place. And the last one is there. Okay, so there is a woman. What do you want me to do? See, it doesn't interest him. Because what? The other people may be watching. For me, it doesn't make any difference. So the person who is lustful, is it the woman which is attracting, or is it the mind? Remember the story I gave you just now? The story of the king and the queen. The queen couldn't even see that the man that she was going around with was an ugly looking, horrible looking, absolutely obnoxious kind of a person. And when intoxicated mind was there of the king, he was indulging in acts thinking that it is his wife. So it is not the object which is the problem. It is the mind which is the problem. Always remember this. So if you keep on dwelling in your mind, I put on 5 kgs, I don't know what I'm going to do, blah, 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 all that thing, your weight is anyway not going to come down. And let us say it comes down because you are using all those external techniques. 10 kilos you come down. In the next round, I'll give you 25 kilos. Then let me see what you will do. Overcome your mind. Don't think that your mind is so easy to overcome. So all this lesson that you are seeing is only mind control. So is neither for him who overeats nor for him who observes complete fast. So you got to have moderation. It is neither for him who is given to much sleep or nor to him who is ceaselessly awake. So no extremes at all. Eat what comes your way. Do you understand? Eat what comes your way. There's a beautiful story of a python. A python doesn't even bother building a house. He doesn't even bother building a house, and there are some rats around, So he goes and stays in their hole, whichever, and he will go and stay over there. And when he stays over there, his food is already available. The kitchen is right there in front of him, isn't it? The rats are his kitchen. Bas, that's it. Someday when he is hungry, he will go and eat. And most of the time he is not hungry. Similarly, a lion and a tiger, they don't run after everybody. It is only when they are hungry, they will go and hunt. Got the answer? Only when they are hungry. So why bother so much about this food and stuff like that? So what comes on your plate, when you eat that stuff, whatever simple stuff that is there, That is all. So I am back to my 6 o'clock thing. Because of medicines I used to do. Now I've given up. I don't want to eat anything in the evening. So one meal is enough. It is going to cover up my body's entire requirement for the whole day. Why do it doesn't mean that if I am eating 5,000 calories in the morning, okay? Nothing like that. You have to eat, say whatever today, 1,200 calories. Suppose that's it. Doesn't matter. And you don't even have to count. You just have to eat what is sufficient enough. That's it. Secondly, don't bother about, oh, I did, last night I was awake at least 4-5 hours. I couldn't even sleep. What, you couldn't even sleep? So for that you're sleeping in the morning? People have this dirty habit of saying, I didn't sleep, that is why I want to sleep now. No, it is nothing like that. You can sleep whenever you want to. Or you can get up whenever you want to. There is no fixed timing. I have to do this, I have to do that. Your body itself will tell you, now go to sleep. Go to sleep. When it wakes up, it will wake up. As a yogi, you should not be bothered about sleep. This is a verse which will tell you. Somebody who is indulging in this activity of food, sleeping, is never going to be bothered about it. Nowhere in this visceral world also is he going to become a yogi. Because they are bothered about sleeping. They are bothered about eating. So 2 examples he has given. So anybody who thinks that they can sleep for a long time, they are never going to become a yogi. Somebody who says, I want to be awake all the time, that also will not be a yogi. Why? Because they are bothered. Their mind is into it. Why should you bother? When it is right, your body knows what to do. Mind, when it comes into play, you will feel the problem in your life. My God, I put on so much weight. Problem. Who is telling you? Mind. Yesterday I didn't sleep, Who is telling you? Mind. I got to have at least 8 hours of sleep. Who is telling you? Mind. Are you so much bothered about that 8 hours of sleep? That means you're counting? Like you're counting calories, you're counting weight, you're counting this. The moment you do this counting, you're finished. No spiritual for you. Then you are from the material world and then you are drawn by the material worldly things. All kinds of diseases, all kinds of problems will come your way. There is nothing which can then cure you. So Krishna is talking about 2 specific things. One is connected to food and second one is connected to sleep. In both these cases, it is not food or sleep, it is the mind which matters. So we have come to the end of verse 16. We will stop over here.